So I've been keeping up a little bit with the Magic the Gathering controversies lately, and I gotta say, guys, I am extremely thankful. I think we all should be very thankful that Wizards of the Coast does not manage Yu-Gi-Oh! Because things have gotten like way out of hand. Just to catch you guys up a little bit, and by the way, I'm not like a Magic the Gathering expert. I don't really follow it. I don't follow Wizards of the Coast and everything that they do, so this is a super condensed version, but just so you guys know. Obviously, last year they released the Magic the Gathering 30th anniversary set. That's something that pretty much everybody heard about. It's $1,000. It's kind of a big scam. A lot of the community did not like it, and they kind of had to backtrack a little bit on it, and that's not good. It's also come out that Hasbro, which owns Wizards of the Coast, has basically been pushing out way more product in the last couple of years, more product than I think most Magic the Gathering players seem to be able to like reasonably want and buy and all that, and it's all in the interest of making money. And then most recently, the D&D Beyond, which is a subscription service actually for Dungeons and Dragons, has had like a bit of a rework. So they sort of changed the licensing for it. I'm not an expert in this stuff, but basically it sort of seems like people like companies or small kind of indie developers who make D&D accessories, D&D sort of merch, cosplay, any type of just things that can be used in D&D. Now Wizards of the Coast wants people to pay them to do that, like I guess pay royalties and stuff like that. If it's not licensed stuff, then either they have to pay or I guess they won't be able to do it anymore. That's a really big thing. And then an email got leaked recently that said something along the lines of like, it was like a corporate email that said like the D&D like subscribers are standing in the way of us and getting money. I'll have some of this stuff show up on screen, so maybe that kind of better, there's a better job of explaining it than I can. But fast forwarding this all to the Yu-Gi-Oh side of the spectrum, I know that people don't like Konami. I know that people have their gripes with Konami. I have plenty myself. If you've watched this channel, you know I'm usually whining every week about Yu-Gi-Oh things. But I think that some of this like Magic the Gathering stuff really has put it into perspective. I think our fellow card game brethren are having it really rough right now, and it kind of just made me realize Konami has not been doing all that bad of a job with Yu-Gi-Oh this past year, or really ever. I mean, like, I know that might be a strong statement. There's plenty that you can dislike about Konami. You know, we've had our fair share of things with like different formats or cards getting short printed maybe, or people don't always like the ban list. But like, honestly, when you look at it, I don't think that they're doing anything bad. And in fact, Konami is surprisingly consistent compared to other card game like companies, at least certainly Wizards of the Coast in this case. So first and foremost, Yu-Gi-Oh packs, only in the last year did they finally have to increase the price of Yu-Gi-Oh packs. Yu-Gi-Oh packs stayed $4 from like 2002 all the way to like 2021. And that's kind of crazy to think about. They only recently had to increase the MSRPs to account for inflation, but like, that's really cool. It's cool too, because when you think about that Yu-Gi-Oh 25th anniversary, I made a video about this a few weeks back. The Yu-Gi-Oh 25th anniversary products are coming out this year where they're going to be reprinting LOB and Pharaoh's Servant and Spell Ruler and things like that. You will be able to presumably get these in stores. They're going to cost the same price as a normal booster pack. They're not going to be milking the nostalgia so hard that they're going to try to charge you, say, $250 for one of these packs. Because basically with the Magic 30th anniversary set, you were getting 4 packs and it was $1,000, so you were being charged like $250 a pack, essentially. And that's just kind of wild to me that, they would do that when in reality, Yu-Gi-Oh hasn't done that. The only time that Yu-Gi-Oh, or Konami, I guess, has like charged a price like that for something, it's been something that is extremely optional. And that's the 30th, not the I'm thinking 30th, that's this Platinum Blue Eyes White Dragon that you guys might remember they made. I think that was in 2021 as well. But yeah, there's a Platinum Blue Eyes and you had to pre-order it and it was like kind of a first come first serve thing. It's kind of hectic trying to get it. I didn't get one, by the way. I'd love to have one, but didn't get one. But yeah, it was $1,000, and at the time I was a little bit weary because it's like, man, price setting, like just setting the MSRP at $999, a little harsh. But then you realize no one has to have this card. There are plenty of Yu-Gi-Oh players who really couldn't care less about having this Blue Eyes, and for the people who really want it, they can try to get it. But I like that it wasn't something that's like necessary to compete. You don't have to have a Platinum Blue Eyes to play. In fact, it's not like a playable legal card. It's just a collector's thing. So I think that this is sort of the type of thing where like we gotta appreciate Konami where we can get them. I mean, I know that like short printing is a thing, but honestly, Konami has also corrected that a lot in the last like couple of years. I remember when there was a little bit of controversy around like there's like the EU Content Creator Day. I don't remember the exact timeline for this. Maybe late 2020, early 2021. There's an EU like sort of Yu-Gi-Oh content community day where like some European Yu-Gi YouTubers got to go to the European Konami office, and apparently it was overheard that they would be no longer short printing in main series sets. And I know that that probably isn't what like how Konami wanted that message to get out, but seemingly so far I've actually noticed in the last several like main series sets, we're talking, that's just your Darkwing Blast, your Power of the Elements, your Dimension Forces. There haven't been short prints in those sets that I've seen, at least. I mean, I think there probably is some slight degree of short printing and variant. I think that's just sort of how the printing process works. But just in general, I haven't really seen it. And so I think that it's been pretty easy to get all of the secret rares that you need. Now, as far as like general pull rates, I've got my gripes. I still think that like the deck builder sets don't give you nearly enough like ultra rares. You get like 3 on average per box, and that's like a little harsh. But I think that Konami has done a better job with like not short printing just in main sets. And so that's something that's really nice. I also think that as far as, products that people like is concerned, I've yet to really see any products that people just hate. There have not been any universally reviled Yu-Gi-Oh products in years. And I think the last thing that like really comes to mind for me is maybe that one odd like pendulum archetype. God, I don't remember what it was called. It was like in 2017 or something. The one that had pendulum magicians in it. Like things like that. But generally speaking, people seem to like most of the Yu-Gi-Oh products. I mean, I know not everybody's like into Hidden Arsenal Chapter 1, but you also don't have to buy it. And nothing is an outright scam. So they're never like giving you, like 5 cards for $100 or something. So yeah, I don't know. I think when I see just the controversy that Wizards of the Coast has been having and kind of the blatant disrespect that they have for the community, the Magic the Gathering players who've played for, in some cases, longer than Yu-Gi-Oh's even been around, it does come off as a little bit dismissive, a little bit disrespectful. I get it, it's a corporation, they just want money, and ultimately maybe we shouldn't see it as anything but that, but it certainly is not like a good look. I can say from experience, from the Konami employees that I have met and interacted with at all, I will give these Wizards of the Coast people the benefit of the doubt, right? I don't think that every employee there is necessarily looking to, milk every nickel and dime out of every player. In fact, a lot of times the people that work at Konami or Wizards or whatever are huge fans of the game. They're fans of the community. They come from the game. It's oftentimes the higher-ups in suits that are really the cause of a lot of these sorts of controversies and problems where the goal is just to, cut out anything that doesn't make money, push out stuff, raise prices, whatever it might be, exploit the players. But you have to give Konami credit for not really doing it that much. So yeah, that's something I wanted to talk about. For those of you guys who know a little bit more about the Wizards of the Coast and like Hasbro and everything situation, feel free to inform me or update me on things like in the comments. I don't know everything, and obviously I don't play it, so I'm just kind of giving an abridged version of the news that I've heard. But yeah, that's it. Let me know. What do you guys think? How do you guys feel about the situation? Does it make you maybe a little bit happier to be a Yu-Gi-Oh player in this at this moment? I'd like to hear about it. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Best turn.